Welcome back to Smart Garden, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving into one of summer's most rewarding crops, watermelons. There's something magical about slicing into a homegrown watermelon and tasting that explosion of sweet, juicy flavor that you simply can't get from store-bought fruit. Beyond the incredible taste, growing your own watermelons offers substantial cost savings, especially when you consider that a single plant can produce multiple large fruits worth dozens of dollars at the grocery store. More importantly, you'll experience the deep satisfaction that comes from nurturing these magnificent vines from tiny seeds to harvest-ready giants weighing 10, 20, or even 30 pounds. The journey from seed to harvest is truly remarkable. Watermelons are among the most dramatic crops you can grow, transforming from delicate seedlings into sprawling vines that can stretch 10 feet or more across your garden. Watching those first tiny flowers develop into full-sized melons is an experience that connects you to the fundamental miracle of plant growth. Whether you're a complete beginner or a seasoned gardener looking to expand your repertoire, this comprehensive guide will walk you through every step of the process, ensuring your success from the moment you plant your first seed. Choosing the right watermelon variety is crucial for your success, and the good news is that there's a perfect watermelon for every garden and climate. For beginners, I always recommend starting with compact varieties like Sugar Baby, which produces sweet, dark green melons weighing 6 to 10 pounds in just 75 to 80 days. These smaller varieties are perfect for limited space and shorter growing seasons, making them ideal for northern gardeners or those working with smaller plots. If you're gardening in cooler climates or have a shorter growing season, Blacktail Mountain is an exceptional choice. This variety was specifically bred for northern conditions and honestly can produce ripe fruit in as little as 65 days. The melons are compact, typically weighing between 6 and 12 pounds, with incredibly sweet red flesh that really rivals any tropical variety. For those in warmer regions with longer growing seasons, you might want to try Crimson Sweet, which produces larger 15 to 25 pound melons with classic light and dark green stripes. Personal-sized watermelons are becoming, increasingly popular, and varieties like Golden Midget offer something truly special. These small golden yellow melons weigh just 2 to 3 pounds when ripe, making them perfect for small families or anyone who wants to enjoy fresh watermelon without the commitment of a massive fruit. For those seeking something unique, you might want to consider trying Moon and Stars, which is an heirloom variety that produces these dark green melons speckled with yellow spots, kind of resembling a starry night sky. These melons can actually grow quite large, often reaching anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds, and honestly, they're just as delicious as they are beautiful. The variety has an interesting history, having been thought lost until it was rediscovered in the 1980s, making it a true conversation starter in any garden. Planting and seed starting, the foundation of watermelon success really begins with proper seed starting, and timing is everything. In most regions, I recommend starting seeds indoors 3 to 4 weeks before your last expected frost date. This indoor head start is particularly important in cooler climates where, honestly, the growing season might be just a bit too short for direct sowing. Use a high-quality seed starting mix rather than garden soil, since, commercial mixes are sterile and they provide the perfect balance of drainage and moisture retention that watermelon seeds really need to germinate successfully. Plant your seeds about ½ inch deep in individual pots or cells, because watermelons just don't transplant well when their roots are disturbed. I prefer using peat pots or biodegradable containers that can be planted directly into the ground, minimizing transplant shock. Each seed should be planted in its own container, as watermelon seedlings need adequate space to develop strong root systems from the very beginning. Temperature control is critical during germination. Watermelon seeds need soil temperatures between 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit to germinate properly, so consider using a heat mat if your home tends to be cool. Place the containers in a warm location with bright indirect light until germination occurs, which typically takes 7 to 14 days. Once your seedlings start to pop up, they'll need about 12 to 16 hours of bright light each day, so it's a good idea to place them near a south-facing window, or you can use grow lights set about 4 to 6 inches above the plants. When it comes to watering seedlings, it's really all about finding the right balance. You want to keep the soil consistently moist, but definitely not waterlogged, since watermelon seeds and seedlings can be pretty sensitive to damping off disease if things get too wet. If you can, try watering from the bottom. Let the soil soak up moisture through the drainage holes. This helps encourage those deep roots and keeps water off the fragile stems. Once your seedlings are ready to move outside, or if you're sowing seeds directly, picking the right spot is your next big step. Watermelons absolutely love the sun and need at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day, so be sure to choose the sunniest spot in your garden. These plants also require excellent drainage, as waterlogged soil will quickly lead to root rot and plant death. If your garden has heavy clay soil, consider creating raised beds or mounds to improve drainage and soil warming. Soil preparation is where many gardeners make or break their watermelon success. These heavy feeders thrive in fertile, well-draining soil rich in organic matter. Before planting, work 2 to 4 inches of compost or aged manure into the planting area, creating a nutrient-rich environment that will support the plant's vigorous growth. So, the ideal soil pH actually ranges from about 6 to 7.5, which is slightly acidic, to neutral. This range, really allows plants to access nutrients most efficiently. Spacing is honestly crucial for watermelon success, and a lot of gardeners tend to underestimate just how much room these vines actually need. You should plan for each plant to spread about 6 to 10 feet in all directions, depending of course on the variety. For traditional planting, space your plants about 2 to 3 feet apart in rows that are 6 to 8 feet apart. Alternatively, you can plant in hills with 2 to 3 plants per hill, and then space those hills about 4 to 6 feet apart. This generous spacing prevents overcrowding, reduces disease pressure, and ensures each plant receives adequate sunlight and air circulation. Watering watermelons requires understanding their unique needs throughout the growing season. Young plants need consistent moisture to establish strong root systems, but as the season progresses, you'll need to adjust your watering strategy. Deep, infrequent watering is generally better than frequent shallow watering, as it encourages deep root growth and helps plants become more drought tolerant. During fruit development, maintain consistent soil moisture but reduce watering as harvest approaches to concentrate sugars in the fruit. Mulching is honestly one of the most important practices for watermelon success. You'll want to apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch around your plants, but make sure to keep it several inches away from the stems to help prevent pest and disease issues. Mulch really serves multiple purposes. It retains soil moisture, suppresses weeds that compete for nutrients, regulates soil temperature, and keeps developing fruits clean and off the ground. Straw, grass clippings, or shredded leaves all work well as mulch materials. Determining when watermelons are ready for harvest is both an art and a science. And learning to read the signs will ensure you enjoy perfectly ripe fruit every time. So, the most reliable indicator is the ground spot, which is basically the area where the melon rests on the soil. This spot should change from white or light green to a creamy yellow or even orange when the fruit is ripe. And, just so you know, the tendril that's closest to where the fruit attaches to the vine will turn brown and dry when the melon is ready. The thump test is another traditional method that, while it's kind of subjective, can actually be pretty accurate with a bit of practice. A ripe watermelon will give off a deep, hollow sound when you tap it with your knuckles, while an unripe melon will sound higher-pitched and more solid. The skin should also lose its glossy shine and become dull when the fruit is fully mature. When harvesting, you want to use a sharp knife or pruning shears to cut the stem about an inch from the fruit, rather than, pulling or twisting the melon off the vine. This clean cut helps prevent damage to both the fruit and the plant, and it also reduces the risk of introducing bacteria that could cause the fruit to spoil. Handle harvested melons carefully because, honestly, bruising can significantly reduce their storage life and eating quality. Proper storage will definitely extend your enjoyment of homegrown watermelons. Whole, uncut melons can be stored at room temperature for up to a week, or in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. Once cut, watermelon should be refrigerated and consumed within 3 to 4 days for best quality. For the ultimate summer treat, chill your watermelon in the refrigerator for several hours before serving, as the cool temperature really enhances the refreshing qualities that make watermelon such a beloved summer fruit. The satisfaction of growing your own watermelons extends far beyond the harvest. These fruits are incredibly versatile, perfect for everything from simple snacking to elaborate fruit salads, refreshing beverages, and even grilled preparations that caramelize their natural sugars. The seeds can be roasted for a nutritious snack, and the rinds can be pickled or used in preserves, ensuring that nothing goes to waste from your homegrown harvest. There you have it, fellow gardeners, your complete guide to growing watermelons from seed to harvest. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to subscribe to Smart Garden for more detailed growing guides, and don't forget to share this video with anyone who might be interested in growing their own delicious watermelons. Drop a comment below and let us know what watermelon varieties you're planning to grow this season. We love hearing about your gardening adventures and successes.